Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to the Gym with Kid Podcast 216. You already know how we start. Let's start off by thanking God for all He has done for me and what He will continue to do for me, but not only me, my family, my friends, and those who I don't even know. What's good? Happy Monday. It's a day that should be celebrated because many people out there haven't made it to Monday. So for those of you who get the opportunity to listen to this, that means that you still have purpose and that God isn't done with you yet. That should mean something. But y'all know how we start. We start with a verse of the day, and it comes from Psalms, verses 46, chapter 10. He says, "Be still and know that I am God, and I will be exulated among nations." Take a minute, think about it, see what that means to you. I'm going to read it again. In Psalms, verses 46, chapter 10, it says, "Be still and know that I am God, and I will be exulated amongst nations." What I get from that is a lot of times we go through things and we need to just be still and know that God is there. That's what I get from it. Like, be still and know that I'm God. If you're going through something, be still. God is there. He is there. Like, be still. The other part, I'm not too sure about, so I don't want to get into that part. But the first section where it says that, that's what I believe what he's saying. So, the title of this episode is going to be Friends or Friend. Because many of us, we have either a friend or we have multiple, so we can say friends. So let's look at the definition of friend. A person whom one knows and with whom one has a bond, of a mutual affection. That's what the dictionary says a friend is. Before I get into it, I'm going to give you my definition of a friend. Someone that you can confide in. Someone that you can share your most darkest secrets with. Someone that will always be available to you in times of need, or sometimes just to lend the ear, just to talk, because sometimes when you're a friend, somebody doesn't need, someone just needs somebody. If it was your friend, they just need someone to talk to or someone to listen. That's a true friend. A true friend, if you had a party or something or an event that was special to you, they show up. They don't say they're going to show up and then last minute they don't show up. Like, that's not what friends do. We get, sometimes unforeseen circumstances happen, but for the most part, if somebody's really your friend, they show up for you and they be there. Someone that will call you out on your shit. Excuse my language. Like, they will call you out on your shit if you're right or wrong. They're not gonna back you. They're gonna tell you. They're not afraid to tell you you're wrong. You might not agree, but just because I'm your friend doesn't mean that I always have to agree with you. And I'm not going to tell you that you're wrong. That's what a real friend does. Like, they don't walk on eggshells because they're afraid of what you might think of them. They tell you, this is how it is. You might not agree with me. You might not even want to hear what I got to say, but this is what it is. And then they call you back and say, hey, you right. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably thinking, like, a lot about a friend. I've been around people. I've seen people display good friendships around me. So, I got my idea of what a friend is. And I've always been told if, in order to be a friend, in order to make a friend, you gotta be a friend first, right? So, you know what we do. Tell you a little bit of my experience of it. If I'm being quite frank and honest with y'all, transparent, I don't have many friends. Yeah, I said it, I don't. The only friends that I got, truly friends that I can trust, is my wife and God. That's about it. I mean, I know people, I associate with people, but it's really hard to trust people because a lot of people don't got your best at heart. They really don't. They might betray or give you the illusion that they're your friend, but give it an opportunity, they'll probably stab you in the back, and that's not cool. And I think that I would make a good friend, and I really try to put myself out there, you know? Like, I'll give you an example. It was a person, he got a wife, I got a wife, we were married. I figured, you know, we could be friends, you know? So I got his number, reached out to him a couple times. He came over to my house, you know, met his family, he met my family. We talked sports because I know, you know, he likes sports, I like sports. You know, I felt like we was vibing. I got his number. You know, we would text occasionally, but I do know that he worked a busy schedule. But I'm a firm believer that people make time for what they want to do. Like, I know you're busy, but there's no excuse that you're busy 24 hours in a day. Okay? People make time to do what they want. So, again, I always put myself out there, try to be a friend. I say, hey man, let's do lunch. Well, let's go back from the beginning. So, at first we had something set up, but I had forgot that day that I set it up that I was leaving for Atlanta. So that was my fault. I had to apologize because the same day I'm like, and my wife was like, you're leaving for Atlanta for the men's conference. So that was my fault. So we didn't end up getting together. And I had to, I want to apologize for that. I was wrong because I got the days mixed up, right? So after that, set up something with him. We were supposed to go to this restaurant. It's called First Watch. So I'm like, cool. Hit him up. Wednesdays, I think his days off for Wednesday. So the day of the day that we were supposed to go to breakfast, I texted him, I called him, no answer. So I'm like kind of mad because I'm like, dang, like what happened? And he said I forgot. So I was mad, but I didn't dwell on it or whatever. But we still text, occasionally. And I'm not saying that we may or may not cross paths again, but I can honestly say that I was trying, by texting, by calling. Sometimes he wouldn't even text me back, but that's here or there. Can't dwell on that, but I was really trying to be his friend. Other than that, I did have a childhood friend, and we were friends for a long time. I knew his mom, he knew my grandmother. He spent the night at my house, I spent the night at his house, and this is when I was a kid. But over the years, we just, kind of like grew up and grew apart, I guess. But, it was mutual. He moved to, when we were in 7th grade, he ended up moving to Youngstown. And then he would come up here occasionally. And we would still talk. And then over there, we just lost touch. But he was a good guy. His name was Michael. His name isn't Michael, not was, but his name is Michael. He was a good guy. But other than that, I just don't have, friends. I mean, I don't know what it is. I think that, I have prayed about this a while ago, and I just, asked God to bring, the right people in my life. to be my friend. I can't get mad about it. Sometimes, I envy other people. I envy other people's relationship with their friends, but not in like a bad way. But like, I be like, you know what, man? Like, I want that. Like, I really want that. Um, like my wife, she has a close friend. Like they jig with each other. Like that's considered like her best friend. Like I admire that. You know, hopefully one day when the time is right, I'll be blessed to have a relationship similar to that or possibly better. Better. Who knows? Um, but God knows my heart. You know, but it's challenging. You know, but just a couple of days ago, I met up. Well, I not met up, but we like ran into each other, an old childhood friend, and tomorrow we're supposed to be going to the gym and we're supposed to be working out. So I'm hoping that works out. But when his name was he was a friend when I was little, but we'll see. But a lot of people to me are just associates, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm just hear me here. Like sometimes you associate with people, and that's the only extent of your relationship, and that's it. Um, so I'm not mad, but in time, things will get better. But if y'all got a friend out there, and y'all probably fell out for whatever reason, try your best to make amends with that situation. It might be hard, and I know some people don't like don't like always being a bigger person, and I get it. I totally get it. I can't say I understand, but I get it to a certain extent. But if you can amend a friendship, do it. Because God forbid if something was to happen to them, just think about how you would feel. True friends are really hard to come by. So if you have a friend out there, call them, meet up, go out, have fun, relish those moments rather than I ain't talking to them no more or stuff like that. And then for those of you who don't have friends that, close friends, just prepare yourself when the time is right to be a good friend. And that's cool too. Like, and that's what I'm doing. Like, I'm preparing myself to, when the time is right, I'm gonna be a good friend. I'm gonna be a good friend. And that's cool too. But just know that just because you don't have friends, that don't make you a loner, that don't make you no type of way. It's just the right people haven't come into your life just yet. And that's okay. Like, it used to bother me, if I'm being honest, it used to bother me. Like, I remember I was in the mall, I was talking to these people that I knew, and I was like, man, it's crazy. I'm like, I ain't got no friends. And they was like, you're an adult. You ain't supposed to have no friends. You ain't supposed to have friends when you were a child, which I didn't agree with, but I'm thinking like, I just would think, at that time I was thinking like, I wanted to have more friends. And it was just like, dang, and it kind of bothered me, whatever. So, and then I had this experience, and like, I don't know if anybody can relate to this. Like, okay, so say if you would, your significant other, or you might know somebody, and they might have a close friend, and they are friends, like, and you trying to be a friend too, like, in a respectful way, is that a problem? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause, like, I'll give you an example. Like, I remember this one time, I was dating this girl, and she had a friend, very close friend and stuff, and she was real cool. She always came over, always spoke to her, gave her the utmost respect and everything. So, like I would like she gave me her number, we exchanged numbers or whatever, and then like sometimes like I would like text her respectfully, not the ordinary, because I always want to be respectful to my woman and stuff. So like I would text her or something like that. So I remember one time she had got mad. She had got mad about something. I vaguely remember what it was, but she wasn't talking to her, so she didn't want me to talk to her. But at that time, I'm like, we created a friendship. We created a friendship, like, like distant, but like, And she said, well, if I'm not talking to her, then you shouldn't be talking to her. So I was like in the middle of it. So I'm like, dang, that's kind of wrong. But I was just like, all right, cool. I still snuck and talked to her, because I was in an awkward situation, But I was just truly just trying to be a friend, That's it. And like, a lot of times, like, some people don't like that. Like, I've even tried to be like even just recently, like, I've even tried to be friends with like like my wife has a friend, she has a significant other, and I was even trying to be friends with them, like on a respectful level, like whatever. But I guess they like from like the old school, so they don't believe in like contacting each other's spouses and stuff. So I'm like, oh, okay, like no disrespect, like that's the last thing that I want to do. I would just just trying to be like a friend, But a lot of times it can be misconstrued, So I was like, okay, cool. I'm like, that's okay. I'm like, I didn't mean nothing by it. Her husband didn't have a problem with it. I talked to him. It was just more or less her. She had a problem with it. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'm not mad. But in that situation, what I'm trying to convey is, I was just legitimately just trying to make a friend. That's it. That's all I was trying to do. But again, the right people will always come inside your. The right people will always come inside your life. Like, I'm not mad at that individual. We still cordial. I still see her. I still speak to her. I give her the utmost respect. I just always want to respect how people feel, even if I don't agree with it. And that's what we gotta understand. We might not agree with something, but we just gotta respect it. We gotta respect the individual and just move on. And that's it, and that's okay. And I just gotta realize that the right time, the right moment, it's gonna be okay. But I'll be lying to tell you if it ain't challenging. Like my wife, her and her friend, they kick it, like they kicks it. You know what I'm saying? Like they have fun, like they go like to like sipping paints, girls with just all different types of stuff. And that's good. Like, I want that. You know what I'm saying? Like, she be like, all right, me and anybody get together, we about to do this, yada yada yada. I'm like, all right, cool, have fun. Like, I want that. But in the same token, I just have to trust you. Like I said before in the beginning, like, I have to trust you in order for you to be my friend. Because a lot of people have smiling faces with hidden agendas, just try to get close to you, try to hurt you. It just, to a certain extent, it's just hard for me to trust, a lot of people. But I'm willing to give it a shot or a try, you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But some people out there, they've been through a lot of different stuff, and it's hard for them to trust people. So that's why they don't want to be bothered with people. But it's gonna be okay. There's hope. There's hope out there. I just think, like I said, it's hope, and just know that. I'm gonna leave y'all with this. We all are put in situations where we all are put in situations where it's difficult to trust people because how people have done us in the past. So when the opportunity presents itself, our mind takes us back to that negative experience. So just because I'm just saying this because just because you have a negative experience doesn't mean that every time somebody comes into your life that it's going to be another negative experience, you know. And that's why some people don't got friends. They have friends before. They mistreated them. They hurt them. They stabbed them in the back. I don't know. Maybe they slept with their husband. Whatever circumstances was. So it's hard. So I want you all to know that it's okay. Don't base everything on that one experience. It's gonna be okay. And just know that. Like, just keep praying and just know that. And I'm really trying to get involved with my listeners. So if y'all listening to this, reach out to me. I'm on Instagram, Keelan_Kid, Keelan and Darius Kid on Facebook. Message me on here. Yeah, like I want to vibe with y'all. Like, I want to know, like, your experience. Have you had any close friends, or what's your experience been like? How many friends y'all got? Let me know, cause I want to know. Like, cause probably most of y'all out there got multiple friends, and that's good. I want to hear y'all experience. You know, we can conversate with each other like that. I think that'll be good. All right. Excuse the background. It's my kids. So thank y'all for listening to the Gym with Kid podcast 216, and I'll see y'all next week. Peace.